isn't the right thing to do.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for a Friday LinkedIn Live session for the Ethical Commerce Alliance. My name is Jordan. I am the marketing director at Empathy Co., which is part of Empathy Holdings, along with the Ethical Commerce Alliance and Visible Privacy. So today we have a special joint session, of course, run by the ECA, but featuring Visible Privacy. So ethics and privacy go hand in hand, right? These are things that we talk about pretty frequently, whether you follow Empathy, whether you follow Visible Privacy, or whether you follow the ECA. So today we're going to be talking about how building your own consent solution really puts privacy at the forefront. So we'll be hearing from Borja Santaolalla, one of our advisors for the Ethical Commerce Alliance, along with Andrea Lopez, who is a front-end developer at Visible Privacy. So that said, take it away. I can't wait to hear the conversation.
There we go. Thank you so much, Jordan. Happy Friday. Let's start the day in good fashion. So, Andrea, I'm still amazed yesterday, our chat, that you guys have managed to deploy your consent as a service solution to over 100 retailers in only the space of 3 months. I mean, that's amazing. Wow. And not only that, you are also planning to go open source. But let's leave that for later on. Let me start directly, okay, with no filter. How do you guys manage to do it? How have you built from scratch a CMP solution?
Yeah, Borja. So we have developed small pieces that at the end are connected all between each other. We have a small diagram in our website that I'm gonna share with you. So this is the architecture of the website. And the first thing we do with the client is to identify the different vendors and technologies they have in their site, that we can call it consent path analysis. So in the future, we can block or unblock them depending on the user decision. Once we know it, we have the consent managed piece that has the cookie blocking service that is in charge of what I said before, just blocking or unblocking. And while we are doing this, we are sending some signals to external vendors. For example, we are compatible with Google Consent Mode. So it's easier for our clients to understand the user decisions made in their site. And when we have this, we collect the amount of reject or accepted cookies, and we do a data analysis to generate some metrics. We have 2 different types of metrics. First of all, the consent data metrics that are basically that, the amount of reject, the amount of accepted, which cookies were accepted, and things like that. Whereas for the UX insights, we have the ones related more with the front-end side, like, for example, the amount of visits or the bounce rate, that it's when the user enters in the page and goes out without doing anything. So this is more or less the backend logic that is connected between each other, but we have to show this to the users. So we do this with the consent UI, the consent user interface, that it's the final product with the different buttons, the options, and things like that.
I loved yesterday you mentioned this concept of open consent. And because right up until now, you guys actually you're offering, you have a plug and play solution which is called Beautiful Consent. You also help retailers to build their own consent management, their own CMP. And now you've decided to release the code and to make it available to the ECA community for a start. So my question is, why go open source?
Yeah, so we think that this can be something really revolutionary because there's no an open source solution, CMP, right now in the market. And we think it can be really useful for enterprises because, for example, it gives you autonomy and ownership, as you can do whatever you want. If you don't have a filter, you can include it. If you want to fix an issue, you can do it, of course. And while you are doing that, you have help from others. to ensure that the code quality remains like it was, to make sure that you are compliant with the data regulations and things like that. Also, because users will trust you more as you have a really transparent solution. They can see the code at the end. So this is beneficial for both you and your clients. And also because you are not tied with specific vendor. You can just do whatever you want. You don't have to follow their roadmaps or their processes and things like that. And you have the total control of your app. You can do whatever you want with it. You can be compliant with the regulations you want, things like that.
That's right. Because I think, beyond compliance, most retailers, that's at least my impression or my perception when I speak to many retailers, their concerns are more geared towards brand consistency and eliciting trust with their customers. Okay, having this long legal text at the front door of their store, it's very damaging in terms of branding and their ability to be able to compose their own consent journeys rather than just a one-stop go at the end. So based on your inputs, why do you think the companies that now are thinking or considering going in this, building house journey rather than buying and going in that, just, okay, I'm gonna get it done, I'm just gonna stick it there, configure it and done with it. Why do you think companies should go or should consider at least building in-house?
Yeah, first of all, as you said, you can customize everything. You have a tailored solution for your site, and you can align it with your branding, with your workflows, with your systems, and so on. Also, because regarding security, you can apply some specific measures to your CMP to be aligned with your company. And with this, you can mitigate a lot the risk of having a data breach. Also, as I said before, you have total control of what you want there, how to, if you want to add a new feature, you can have it. And something really important is that you can be compliant across the globe. If your company operates in different countries or even states, you can be compliant with all these jurisdictions. That is something really important and also mandatory at the end. So yeah, there are a lot of benefits regarding this. So yeah, I think it's a really good idea for enterprises for do a custom CMP.
Mm-hmm. Jordan, I see there's a question there, right? Should we go with that?
Sure, or you can wait till you guys are finished, whatever you prefer.
I'm happy to take questions. There is one here, Andrea. From Shivi, any transparency to the data or choices being saved, stored after consent is given?
Yeah, when I mean transparency, I mean that the code is shared, so everyone can see how the API works, what's going to be stored, and things like that. At the end, everyone, when uses the code, will decide how to use the CMP solution, or maybe they want to extend it a bit. But yeah, everyone can see it because we are going to have it on a GitHub repository. So yeah, everything is transparent.
Yeah. Also, as per the UX, I think it's important as well to elevate the transparency and the explainability of what data is being stored, what data is being tracked, basically, for the end user. And in my view, being able to decouple consent in different stages of the journey, say that you are completing a form where you add new data by yourself. So that should be another consent touch point. Or you interact with a chatbot and you are adding new stuff, new insights about yourself. That could be easily another consent. So in a way, being able to translate into value why data is being stored, in which moments, and for what purpose. I think that's the key challenge that brands are facing, right? How to run that consent in a transparent and understandable and relatable way. So, yeah, so are any, Andrea, just probably one of my final questions, any key milestones, dates you can share with us and the audience?
Yeah, so right now we are working on developing and sharing this code, where our idea is to share it on a GitHub repository through the ECA community. So they can use it and create their own CMPs. And we're going to work on this for the Q4. So we will keep you updated. And hopefully we will have another session, maybe here or in another platform or format to keep you updated with more information.
So probably that session will be more, like a hands-on engineering session, right? On how to actually use those components, how to, run them and so on. So really looking forward to that.
Indeed, a more
Amazing.
technical question to help users to use our solution.
Correct. And we are very proud and honored to, as the ECA, to be able to facilitate these codes to our engineering and product followers and members within it. Very good. I think that's all from our side. Jordan, I don't know if you want to add something else.
Well, just to say thank you to you both for being here, and thank you to the ECA for all of the work you do, of course, and Visible Privacy for working to make this open source as well. It really is one of a kind, that's for sure. It's hard to be a trailblazer, but you guys are doing it so well. And I do want to invite everyone, if you don't already follow Visible Privacy on LinkedIn, I'm going to share the page in the chat as well, so that you can make sure that you stay up to date with everything going on at Visible Privacy. And that is all for today. So let's end the day with a little bit of music.
Loving you isn't the right